Hi everybody, this is Alberto and welcome to my second video about MQTT Queue. If you haven't watched the first video, watch it now and then come back here. So we finished up the first video with these two VIs exchanging data between them through MQTT. Now, MQTT is nearly always advertised, let me say, as an IoT protocol, but I do think that since MQTT is widely supported by different operating systems or different programming languages, we can do much more with that. So let's just make an example. Let's suppose you want to keep your engine in LabVIEW and you want to have your GUI in, let's say, HTML because it looks better, because it looks more modern, because you can access it on your phone and check the temperature wherever you are, or for whatever other reason. So I know there are several ways of achieving this, but I just want to show you how easy it is with MQTT and MQTT Queue. In order to do that, we have to restart our broker with Websockets. Websockets are needed if we want to work with a browser. So now that we have the Websockets enabled, I can start the engine only. I'm not starting the LabVIEW GUI. Instead of the LabVIEW GUI, I'm opening up an HTML page. In this case, it's just a static HTML. There's no web server here. It's just a static HTML page, but it's doing everything was done in the LabVIEW GUI. Okay? So this is done through few lines of JavaScript. Actually, in the HTML file, as you can see, there's not that much. We have to include, of course, the JavaScript MQTT client. But after that, I don't want to go through the code here, but believe me, it's very easy. Few lines of code, and you can have the MQTT client running on a web page. Now, just to make the things more interesting, how about I want to run a LabVIEW GUI or let's say an HTML GUI with, I don't know, a Python engine instead of having this LabVIEW engine? Let's have a look at that. So here we have a very basic Python program. I'm not going to go through it because, as you can see, very few lines of code and you can find all the information you need online. So I just start the broker first and then I start the Python engine. As you can see, I have a counter here just to see that it's running, and I can start now the LabVIEW GUI and everything is working fine, which is just great. Like we can have a LabVIEW GUI with the Python engine. So this is the reason I was talking about in the previous video, why I like to use standard technologies. So if we are using JSON, which is well supported by JavaScript or well supported by Python, then we can achieve this easy interoperability between LabVIEW and Python, between Python and HTML, and so on and so forth. Of course, now we are using the LabVIEW GUI, but we can actually kill it. And we can use, with no problem, the HTML one. And everything should work as before. So I hope you got the message that with the MQTT, we have an easy way to achieve this, let's call it interoperability, which is a nice thing to have. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, in the description of the video, you can find the link to the GitHub repo of MQTT Queue. I hope you enjoyed the video, and ciao a tutti.